Hello, I'm working on a Westinghouse iGen4500 dual fuel. Seems to be a good generator with plenty of features and a really compact design. But right off the bat, I noticed a couple things that were lacking. One of them was a quick connect on the propane hose. And the other one, it doesn't have an oil drain hose. And that's the real pain, because it'll make a mess when you're trying to do maintenance on it. I'm going to show you how I put on the Drains It model HON1010. The Drains It is made in the US and it's made of US materials. It's got a brass cap on the drain end with a rubber O-ring. If it does have a weak point, it would be where it threads into your engine. Now, do not over tighten it. It's made of brass and it will break. Now, because of the limited amount of space on the Westinghouse, you're going to want to take off the side panel. There's about 15 machine screws to take off the side panel. Most of them are Phillips head. There's about 6 or 8 of them that are 10 millimeter hex. 2 of the 10 millimeter hex head are recessed to hold the handle, and you're going to need an extension to get to those. And there's 4 more that are hidden behind rubber plugs on the top. One is underneath that drain tray. There's 4 more Phillips head screws on the back. You'll want to remove those. Once you've taken the side panel off, remove the plug with a 10 millimeter wrench and the spacer with a 13 millimeter. Then you just thread your Drains It straight in, snug it up by hand, and then using a 13 millimeter open end, just snug that down. Remember, again, don't over tighten it. There's an O-ring on there, so you don't need to over tighten it. Then stick the side panel back on. Tighten down all your machine screws. Now it's a little bit of a lip to get over there for the hose, so you want to take a little material from that threshold out with a Dremel or some type of a rotary tool. Once you do it, just as I've diagrammed here, you've got a level straight shot out of the engine and the oil will drain out perfectly. And you won't see a thing. It'll be hidden behind the access door and no one will be the wiser. Now the next issue is the Mr. Heater F276 187 3/8 inch quick connect. So we won't need any tools when we go to run it on propane. Most kits come with 3 pieces like this, including a 3/8 inch coupling that's threaded MPT on both ends. You're going to have to replace that threaded coupling because the hose that comes with the generator has a flared fitting on one end. So you're going to have to replace that coupling with one that looks like this. It's got your NPT threads on one side and the flared 3/8 inch on the other end. So it'll look just like this after you screw it into your quick connect. And here's the results. Now the next thing you're going to have to deal with is that flared fitting that comes on the generator itself is so stubby that the piece that comes in the kit bottoms out before it seats properly on the interior. You can see how long it is here on the flats. That's all threaded in there. And it's just too long of threads. It bottoms out. So you've got to cut about just shy of halfway. You've got to cut it off square. And then it threads on and it seats properly on the interior. Spray a little soapy water on there, check for leaks. I'm sure it'll be fine, just like it was for me. Just for the record, that's a little soapy water on the front there. I was just checking the connection on my quick connect job. Just wanted to wind this video up by saying overall I have no complaints with the Westinghouse generator at all. It's got a huge fuel tank, tested out exactly as the specs indicated, so I have no complaints there. The size of the unit is excellent. It's more compact than the other import units that I've purchased. The quality seems to be fine. I haven't encountered any defects or anywhere where it looks like the quality control was lacking. The length of the propane hose supplied with this unit is ridiculously short. It's barely 24 inches long, and I just don't, I'd like to have a little more flexibility. I'd like to have the option of having the propane tank sitting further away from the generator. Anyway, I'm going to continue on here with the break-in procedure. Still running it's the high zinc, high phosphorus oil in it right now to try to get the rings to seat, conventional oil.